next one I want to bring you, just because it was a very interesting concept, a novel concept, the way that they went about this. And I wanted to bring it to you and discuss it and dissect it a bit because, as an advisor to projects pre-launch, I find different mechanics very interesting. And I found this one incredibly interesting. And I had never seen anything like this before. So basically, the project is Kaiju Kongz. Okay, and like I always do, I just want to show you the art if OpenSea will allow me that privilege. There we go. There you get to see some. So yeah, I mean, you get people who really like the pixel art. I'm not a huge fan in general of pixel art, but as far as pixel art goes, this is really cool. I do like it. So yeah, thumbs up from me from this side. The interesting mechanic about this is that they had in their contract a burn mechanism that if you listed on the first day, the day that they minted on the 17th of March, if you listed your NFT for under 0.065, your NFT was burnt. Gone. You listed on OpenSea, okay? You don't know. You haven't been in the Discord. So let's just say you buy it on the secondary because you see it's doing quite well. You don't know that this is the mechanic, even though they did have it on their OpenSea. They do, and I think they still do. We'll go look. And they announced it on their Twitter, and they announced it everywhere. But, some people might have looked at RC Tools, seen a mint going on, doing quite well, bought into it. On the first day, if you listed it under 0.065, boom, gone. Not sold, gone. Your NFT doesn't exist anymore, okay? Then that was raised the next day to 0.08, raised the next day to 0.16, raised the next day to 0.32, and raised the next day to 0.64. Now, the other interest, and then after that was completely disabled. So then you can list it whatever you want. So the interesting thing about this also is that if you had listed, let's just say on day one at 0.16 and forgot about it, and then that listing was active on day three, gone. Your NFT doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so that was really incredibly interesting. And
how many were burnt? Did they say how many were burnt?
Let's see here. VX. So they've taken off here the warning. They did, to their credit, they had a big warning here saying go to our Discord before you list. But I mean, how many people actually look at that? So not much, Morland. It's a great question because the collection size was 3333. And you've got here, it says 3,200. I've sorted by now. Let's just unsort and we'll see exactly how many there are. So there was 150 burns, which is not much. You would expect there to be a bit more. I do, I imagine that particular person opening a ticket in that Discord and saying, I'm not
Where's
sure
what
my
NFT?
to my NFT.
Yeah, my NFT's gone.
and I imagine OpenSea getting a lot of emails as well, saying, my NFT just disappeared. But what's very interesting to me is that it had a very short-term effect, but it did work initially. And that's to be expected, to be honest. But if you look here, when it minted and the mint price was low, it was like, I think 0.05 or something to that effect. If you look here, so remember our cutoff point and up until day 5 was 0.3. So if you look here for the first 4 days, there was the cutoff point there. For 4 days, everyone kept to it. And then everyone thought, F this or whatever, and it just completely dropped, right? So, interesting short-term works. Obviously, being only a week old, it's too early to write this project off just because the floor price is 0.05. I know a lot of really good potential projects that are sitting at 0.05. One of them is Moreland's PFP, Spacepunk. Great project, and it's been sitting there consistently, and there's many others. So, we always say give a project a good couple of weeks or months, and they did something really, really interesting. It's going to be a P2E game with their own token to be used in the game, as well as future VX mint, and a whole lot of other stuff coming up. So, if you like that they were doing something different and thinking out the box, whether it worked or not short term. It's a great project to look at. Not financial advice, but 3,200 items, 2,200 owners. I mean, that's a great percentage over there. It's over 65%. I think it's over 70%.
And there
Um,
wasn't that many listed either, were there?
no
Right?
items. Let's have a look. I think no, there was 900 if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Let's have a
okay.
look.
Yeah.
945 listed,
Oh, okay.
which is high.
It's
But
a third
again,
of it almost.
yeah. So it's just an interesting case study from my perspective. Here's the website. Again, we'll link it. If it's something that interests you, I would suggest checking it out. These pixel projects have often surprised me positively. Because I don't resonate with that type of art. It's only if it really comes on my radar. This one did. I was lucky enough to be on whitelist. I minted and I sold on day one quite high. I did quite well, and I'm very seriously considering buying in again, which is what my plan was. For this amount, I would be happy to see where it goes. If gas wasn't 72, I would actually buy it now. We'll see. I'll keep watching it. If gas goes under 30, I'll do it on the show. But yeah, I think at this point, a great one to watch. I like people thinking out the box, and this was definitely very out the box.
For sure. Yeah. Really outside the box thinking on that one.